And it's a trip, man, because when you look at it, right? Because I've had even some of my West African you know brothers and sisters and stuff like that, and be like, well, why do black people connect with ancient Egypt so much? Most of y'all are from West Africa, but when you look at that and just kind of piggybacking off what you just said, when we do our DNAs, they try to tie us to countries, but really you're looking at ethnic groups, right? And then when you study the migration patterns of the various ethnic groups, then it all makes sense, because they knew what time it was. They knew what time it was. They knew things were changing. So you have these various priesthoods and stuff within the Nile Valley civilization start traveling west.
Yeah.
Down you got the, of course, the Dogons. They have stated that, yeah, we come from Egypt. The Yoruba, right? Some various groups out of Central, like the Sadakaba people out of Chad.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. That's a trip too, because that's a regular, like, that's a mainstream ethnic group, and their name, that Sada part of it, literally means, sons of Ra.
The word Bantu itself is a Kemetic word.
Yeah.
Into, right, which is the integer, which you put Bantu, Kintu, right? Anything that goes with the into is the inter. The inter is the NTR, which is right out of Kemet. They're the same civilization.
They did DNA on Ramesh the third, or Ramesses the third.
Mm-hmm.
And his DNA, his haplogroups match with the Bantu.
Yeah, I mean, all right, and Blau round Ephron men for peeling that off in Volume 1, because he showed that the language is, for all intents and purposes, Kemet. There is a book called Muntu that's out there by Jahan's John, and it's a good book, and it shows the kind of thought process. If you can get a hold of the actual book that is mentioned, Bantu philosophy, count yourself considerably fortunate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that is a book that I actually got in trouble with when I was in college. I tried to get that thing, man, and I got I tried to get my degree. They said, yeah, you owe $400 on that. Right. I was like, wow, right? Bantu philosophy, right? Excellent book. Don't remember the author right off, but it's pretty common. You can probably Google it and get access to where it is. But nonetheless, right, these cultures around Africa are, for all intents and purposes, spread outs, right, from when Kemet was an actual major civilization. And there's an article called Ancient Wisdom in Africa. In that article, and it's from the Theosophical Society, so there's some things you kind of have to take with a grain of salt, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the article itself, it talks about the Zulus, which is a Bantu people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And in talking to one of the Zulus, right, the Zulus say that we are from the priesthood of our set. So, right, again, showing that from north to south, right, east to west, right, we all had some part in ancient times interactions, right, with the Kemetic culture. So, it's not that we just ride it so hard, but it's just it's the spawn. It created the spawn of different cultures that we have now, such as the Yoruba, such as the Akan, such as the Dogon, such as the Dagara, right?
Fulani.
I mean, there's they all come out of a kind of a bowl, right? Because Kemet is an amalgamation of cultures, right?
Mm-hmm.
From different peoples, right? So it just makes sense that is kind of how things went, and that is one of the reasons why I think that Kemet is really just the one of the best sources for us to be able to recognize our civilization at its crown and its height.